Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen and today I'm sharing with you guys 10 of my most favorite DIYs that I did for Christmas last year. Yes, we are getting into Christmas. Dollar Tree is rolling out with Christmas. So I thought, why not recap some of these best, most fun, most cutest Christmas decor using Dollar Tree items. So let's get into the video. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. And you guys, if you haven't heard of Skillshare, they're an online learning community where millions come together to take inspiring classes that include ones such as crafts, film, video, music, graphic design are just some of them. Skillshare has classes to fit your schedule and skill level. Most classes are under 60 minutes with short lessons to fit anybody's schedule. I love that there is no commercials or no ads, so you can get straight into the class. That is it. It's one of my favorite things about it. Skillshare is for anyone, beginners, pros, lifelong learners, creative and curious people. D. Hogue is actually one of my favorites I like watching right now. He does lettering for self-expression. He has an amazing Instagram page. I will link down below as well so you guys can check him out. And also the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description box will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity. All right, so for this first one, it is my favorite. I'm using a crate from Dollar Tree along with some Waverly chalk paint and ivory. And I'm just going over this really fast because, well, I'm just painting. Next, I was going to use the rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree, but these were a little too big for what I wanted. But if you can find some smaller ones, definitely pick those up if you don't have a Cricut. I just ended up using my Cricut and cutting out gingerbread cookie recipe because I'm going to be making some faux books with this crate. This was probably my favorite thing I made last year. I'm probably going to say that more than once. But I loved this piece and it's super cute on a tier tray. I had it in my kitchen and I'm just using some baker's twine to wrap around this faux book. This is from Target along with this little ornament. It says gingerbread cookies, has a whole little fun recipe with an oven mitt, and we're cutting it apart and then adding this to the top of this faux book for some embellishments, some greenery, adding it all together. And then I just kind of pushed this little gingerbread cookie recipe on the bottom because it was on the bottom of the oven mitt because I loved it and I did not want to get rid of it. And I think this looks so stinking cute. Here I saw these faux whipped cream mugs and I wanted to try it out myself. I'm just using some caulk from Dollar Tree and a caulking gun. I thought this went really easy. Once I watched other videos, I realized you can put like something in the center to make this go up a little bit higher. I just ended up making this as fun as I wanted, and I think this turned out really great because one, whipped cream is never perfect, and I just ended up using my caulk gun, and then I ended up using some of these like little confetti tubing from Dollar Tree to make the sprinkles, and it was easy as that. And I didn't even use the cake decorating item that I did show. I just used a caulk and caulk gun, and this turned out so cute for just $2. This next one, I'm making some really cute little tissue paper and foam trees. I really like how these turned out. I'm just using some Mod Podge and I just cut out some triangles from foam board, and I just did a couple different sizes because I wanted a couple different sizes of trees. I added Mod Podge really good, laid the tissue paper over the top, flattened it out, wait for it to dry, cut it, did it to the other side as well because you're going to be able to see the back side. Normally, I don't always do the back of everything, but sometimes you have to, especially if they are going to see the back sides of your projects. Not always do I paint the backs, not always do I cover the backs, but if I know it's going to show, definitely do that. Once the tissue paper was dry on the foam board, I did just use a rotary blade. I really love using a rotary blade, especially to cut edges like this. I know you're supposed to use a rotary blade away from you. I do it towards me, but I am more than careful, more than far away. Using these wooden picks, this is going to be the trunk of my tree. I didn't want anything too big and bulky, and I wanted something that would stick right inside the foam board. These worked perfect. I also just ended up adding like some wood beads. These wood beads came from Walmart last year. I used some jingle bells. I just wanted these really, really fun, and this took no time at all to do. Also, I just used some wood slices with holes in them. They are from Arteza. They're like little wooden, round, wood sliced ornaments. And I just use those for the base of the trees. Took a little bit of hot glue, put my little toothpick in there. That was all I did for these. I love these so much. Made a ton of ornaments last year, but I love this one. I'm using $2 store ornaments and this shamrock green color by Arteza. And all I did was paint the back side of this ornament. And you did see in the beginning, it had like a little Santa belt. Hold on to that because I'm going to be using that for my next project I'll be showing you in a second. But I loved this color. I thought this was so pretty and it worked really great with this ornament. This one came from Dollar General last year, but I love Dollar General ornaments. If you live by one, make sure you keep an eye out. Mine's just starting to put Christmas decorations out like as we speak. It might be a little while before they all come, but I love this little St. Nicholas mercantile. This just turned out so good. Added a little fun embellishment, tied it, put it on my Christmas tree, and this was one of my favorites I did. This one, I'm going to be using glitter. I know, it's crazy. I have a ton of this Arteza glitter, and I'm just going to be using this red color, a dollar store ornament, and another dollar store ornament. This is the glitter Pledge floor care. I think you can use any kind of floor care. I'm just going to be putting some inside this ornament and then rubbing it around, and then that is how your glitter is going to stick to the side of your ornament. This was actually a really, really fun video to do. I just dumped a ton of glitter in, put the lid on, shook it up. It wasn't messy whatsoever, and this turned out so good. And I did use a ton of glitter because if you don't use enough, you got to keep adding it. This is what it looks like adding that Santa belt from the ornament from the last DIY. You did see that. Painted the bottom black because this is like a little Santa outfit. We did not want gray. You could really use gray. I'm sure his boots are black, but maybe he'd use his gray when his black boots are dirty. But yeah, this is my other ornament. I am obsessed with this one. This DIY, I'm going to be making a fun little tray with 4 of these wood pieces from Dollar Tree. I'm just using some hot glue, and this did stay together. I haven't had any issues. I use Gorilla Glue sticks, Surebonder glue sticks. They're super strong, so either of them will work. And I'm just gluing all 4 of these boards on. I did sand the top off because it's just way easier when you want to paint. Using Kills chalk paint, highly recommend, do not recommend, do not buy, don't buy it, don't do it. It is awful. It's the worst chalk paint I've ever purchased in my entire life, but that's all they had at Walmart at the time. It was like the chalk paint shortage. Using this wall sticker from Dollar General, I loved this. I loved this sign. I hope they have more of these stickers this year because these are super fun to use, especially if you don't have like a Cricut or any type of cutting machine. But also, like, how fun is this? And you just are sticking stickers onto the top of this. Once that was done, I just added some handles. I just buy some handles off eBay, Amazon, whatever is inexpensive for craft projects. I'm a little bit mop obsessed. I plan on doing more DIYs, but I'm just using a mop head and 2 of these little globe type vases from Dollar Tree in some of this gingham ribbon. And all I'm going to do is take some hot glue and wrap this mop head all the way around. So I did do strand by strand. These don't come in very long strands, so you have to keep repeating this over and over. It does take some time, but I promise you, like, this is definitely worth it because you're not spending a ton of money on making decor with a mop because a little bit goes a long way. I think I did 2 or 3 projects with one mop head, so super inexpensive, under $5 to make this craft. And I did both of these little globes, these little vase globes. I'm going to be making a fun little snowman. This was a super fun project to make last year. I'm using a little hat. I know they have these at Dollar Tree, but I picked those up at Dollar General because you got 3 for $2 or 3 for $3. Either way, they were super inexpensive. Putting that on the top, and then I just add some buttons for the eyes. I add some felt for the nose, and of course we have to make a scarf on this snowman. So I'm just using that ribbon I showed you, tied a bow, and that was it for this. He turned out so cute. He turned out better than I hoped for. You could add a mouth, you could add some buttons on his body, you could add arms, you could do a ton of different things with this, but I am obsessed with him. He is so adorable. Like I said, I was obsessed with the mop head last year, and I would really like to come up with some more fun ideas. I had 2 of these little bulb signs, and I just flipped them over and added mop strands to the back of this. This was not perfect in the beginning. It ends up getting better. I end up using a rotary blade. A rotary blade cuts this mop strands, the mop, it cuts it really, really good, and you're able to get around the edges and the corners. And yes, like I said, this always takes a while, but it is so worth it in the end. So one of these bulbs, I ended up throwing some twine on the top. The other, I just used the mop all the way from the top to the bottom. I kind of just wanted to test different ideas out, different, options, just to see what everything looked like. You never know what it's going to look like until you finish it. So like I said, I just used the tiny pieces left over, saved them, and I think I made the snowman and these 2 items with the same mop. So like I said, it's really inexpensive. Wrapping twine around this one, doing nothing to the other one, and then I just add some super fun ornaments to the center to create some really fun Christmas decor pieces. next one, I'm just using a bread tin and some of these little milk jugs and some Waverly chalk paint and ink. I'm just going to be painting the little bread tin with the Waverly chalk paint and ink. This took about 2 coats, but you know what? It turns out really cute for a little bread pan. Like, never would have thought. These vases or these little milk jugs, these actually came from a yard sale, and I think I got them for like 25 cents a piece or all for 75 cents. Super cheap, but you can find the little milk jugs from Dollar Tree using ornaments and some more of this gingham ribbon. And I'm just going to be tying these little ornaments to these little vases, these little jars, tying some bows. This is a really fast and quick DIY to do. I really liked the way these looked, and then I just added some ribbon around here and then added some floral or like greenery picks, and those were from Walmart. This DIY was fun. It's just some Epsom salt and some mason jars, this little faux sparkly snow from Dollar Tree, and then some Mod Podge. It was over the top fun. She ended up picking off all the snow pieces when they were being decorated. So I no longer have these, but I want to make some more because Presley's a little bit older now. She was, I think she was only 4 last year. That's still kind of old to know better, but you know what? When you see snow and you see all these little flakes on these mason jars, you kind of want to touch it. You kind of want to pick it off. I mean, she's a kid. But these were super fun to make. She actually helped me, and it was easier if you just took the mason jar, rubbed it with Mod Podge, and then just rolled it in the snow and Epsom salt mix. I love the Epsom salt mason jars, but I loved it even more with the faux snow. And yeah, you see here that her little hands are in here helping me out. It's so fun to do crafts with my kids. So this is definitely one that you could do with yours if you have them. And then for some fun embellishments, I just used some jingle bells. I think these are from Dollar Tree. I just stranded them with some twine and then tied them around the tops, added some greenery. You can do whatever you want with these, but super fun DIYs to do. But you guys, that is it for my video. I hope you enjoyed my favorite 10 Christmas DIYs. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I would love you consider sticking around and subscribing. Also, don't forget to check out my link in the description box below. Like I said, the first 1,000 people to use my link will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare so you can explore your creativity. But you guys, that's it. I will see you in the next one. Bye!